Hey, man, what do we know about slam dancing, though?
Slamming.
Or moshing, as they call it
Moshing.
here.
I know it's
Double shades.
Double your pleasure, double your shades.
today.
Many moshers come to the clubs dressed to impress, but spikes are a no-no. Tight security helps keep moshing injuries down, but despite the risks, some moshers don't want to quit.
It's just pure adrenaline in the pit. You know, you're slamming into people, it just pumps you up. You just have this great high when you're in there.
We've done our fair amount of moshing, but we called it slamming.
Yeah.
But the thing that makes me wonder about the video we're going to see next is that they try to separate the two. They try and say that moshing, it's a take on slam dancing.
In the beginning, moshing was supposed to be a kinder, gentler version of slam dancing, a dance craze made popular during the punk era.
Do you think there's a difference between slamming and moshing?
I don't. Okay, no. To me, no. I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah.
I don't know when we started. Right, that was early '90s. Right.
Yeah.
I remember like being a debate.
Yeah.
Almost like slamming and mashing.
Yeah.
Moshing.
Mashing, that's something different.
Back off, because you're just mashing it now.
But this was, you're right, Eric.
Yeah.
Like if somebody called it moshing, one of us or one of our brothers would be like,
Yeah.
moshing,
Come
okay.
on, come
All
on.
right.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't see the difference. I now, so to me, like you're in the pit and we slamming. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you're slamming. Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody did it different. They did the
It was like almost like a ska, a skank, but
almost like a
hard
like
skank.
a hard skank. Yeah.
Hard
There was- I
skank.
like that one. Hard
A
skank.
hard skank.
God,
right?
dude.
We're pretty much slamming.
Yeah, we were slamming.
Yeah. Nowadays, I've seen videos of people in a pit, and it starts off okay, but then I feel like they're trying to hit people, but they don't want to look at them
Okay.
in the eye.
Yeah.
You see them swinging backwards? Swinging, just a
Oh,
swing.
yeah.
Like throwing punches in the pit, but like blindly.
Yeah.
You know, to
Yeah,
me,
they
that's
do.
kind of like, man, if you're going to hit me, look me in the eye. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I started going down a rabbit hole of like newer hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
I got no business being there. I don't know what it is a lot of like it reminds me
Flailing,
of
like,
flailing, which there was some of that in our time.
Right. To me, it's not the same feel. I feel like when we were slamming, right, like you fall down, you get picked up quick as shit, right?
Yeah. I think
so.
they
Like
still do
everybody
that,
was
though.
still, we didn't mind bumps. That was part of getting
Yeah.
whatever you had out. You know, you getting it out, the bumps and bruises, whatever. And I get that if you accidentally caught an elbow. You
Yeah, that
accidentally
happened.
caught a
Sure.
dock in the chin. You know what I mean? But
There's always a Doc Martin. Thank
It
goodness
is always a
for
Doc
those
Marten,
oil-based soft
yeah.
soles.
No shit, right?
Because sometimes it was a cheap combat boot.
Yeah.
and that had
Oh,
like
yeah.
asphalt for a sole. That
yeah,
shit
it was
hurt.
like hard,
Yeah.
like not even rubber.
People
I
wearing
would
those
call
jungle
it.
boots with
Yeah.
the thick cleats on the bottom. Jesus Christ!
Chale no mas. But now it's like you go and like they want to hit somebody, just
Yeah.
punch them. And I guess I get that too.
Yeah,
but
I've
look
seen-
me in the eye. You know what I'm saying? Like still, like come on, man. Where's that intimacy at?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
a
not
shared
together thing.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they just don't, because to me it looks like a full body release of energy. That part of it is cool. I liked where it was more of a game. Where we're playing with each other.
Yeah.
Or people you didn't know. How often did you just have some person come up to you and grab you?
Usually a really big person,
huge person, and
they're
you're just
dragging
like, "Fuck
around
yeah."
your little ass. And
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
"Fuck
yeah. And then you just go with them.
Yeah.
And they buddy slam, and then you get done, and you're like, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, well, I was hoping you would. Well, I feel like this is one of those things that is, you know how you see that there's a lot of like, tell me you're this without telling me you're this.
Yeah.
I think this falls under tell me you're a 90s punk without telling me you're a 90s punk. You would say moshing, not slam dancing, or slam dancing, not moshing.
Yeah.
That's how dividing this was for some reason.
Yeah.
It was almost like when somebody would say mosh. I was a little kid, but I was like right away just like, that's a fucking poser thing.
Yeah.
I slam dance because,
Yeah.
you can't mosh to Black Flag or what. And you can. You can do the Charleston to Black Flag if you
Yeah,
want. It
yeah,
doesn't really
yeah.
matter. In fact, how awesome would that be if you're just like to nervous
I think
breakdown?
the pit would just revolve around you. You'd be like the center of attention, like a dance off, right?
Maybe that's where these kids are trying to do.
They just they don't have the
Yeah,
steps down, right?
No, they're working on it. It's evolving. So let's. Anyways, the Charleston. Try and incorporate the Charleston into your mosh. See how that works out.
Is there a difference between? In my mind, no. But is there a difference between
I know what you're saying.
slamming and moshing? Yeah, like moshing is more flailing,
right? Yeah,
and slamming was more.
You know, I don't know. To me,
skanking.
moshing was more just kind of like bouncing. But also the basis of slam dancing, a lot of it came from pogoing, which is also kind of in place, but
right. With my hand over your throat.
Yeah. But you're laughing and smiling, and you're hoping you accidentally kiss.
So
You just don't say it before.
That's probably how it first started. They tried to go in for a kiss at the same time.
You just slammed into me, and then they were like, "Wait a minute,
we're dancing."
That's why the earliest videos you see of like the early punk, like the Sex Pistols, everyone's just like. That early punk with the Dead Boys and the Ramones, it's all kissing. It's similar recipes from similar ingredients, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we had windmilling back in the day.
This is true. I didn't even think of that.
And I think that's the closest you can get to are there differences. I don't know if you can delineate from moshing and slamming, but there were dance moves within that. And windmill was cool. Windmill was kind of close to what the kids do now with the all the way around.
Yeah.
I can't. This shoulder.
But they do it backwards though, like this.
like that.
And then they throw back kicks.
Yes, the back kicks. The back kicks are a bit much.
See,
that's where my oldness come out.
Come on,
this is when I turn into old man is when I see the little kicks.
Yeah.
I'm just like, but you know, hey, again, good cardio. Look at my fat ass. Maybe I should get her a kick around every once in a while. Well, we know what our experience has been with this, Eric. But here's what Hard Copy, the classic 90s news show, Hard Copy.
They had the ball with the
typewriter plate, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. We're going to get to see that.
Hit you in your face.
It's called moshing, a dance craze that's even more aggressive and violent than the slam dancing fad of the 80s. Teens call it fun, but parents beware. 3 kids have already been killed and countless others injured. Jody Baskerville has tonight's Hard Copy special investigation. It's called moshing, a dance craze that's even more aggressive and violent than the slam dancing fad of the 80s. Teens call it fun, but parents...
So it's more aggressive. Oh, because of windmill.
They made it as scary as possible.
Yeah, Jason, man, put your hands like this.
No, you got a knife on you by chance?
It's a frenzied dance that builds to manic mayhem.
Running into each other, slamming each other, beating each other up, whatever.
You use your body to keep up with the beat.
You always come home with bruises and bumps and everything, but pay the price for going in.
You do get hurt. We were just saying that. You get hurt whether you're old or not.
Right.
What's the worst you ever got hurt when you were young in slam dancing? Or moshing?
I mean, other than just being sore as fuck. I mean, there's not.
You never got hurt while doing it?
Not really. I mean, no, not really while doing it. I mean, I guess I've been elbowed in the jaw or something, but
that happens.
Yeah, I don't think nothing in particular, like nothing really stood out where I got really injured or that I remember.
Yeah, I guess that's good, and that's most people I know.
Yeah.
I got kicked in the head pretty hard with a combat boot or something like that at the showcase, but my friend got poked in the eye with a guy's mohawk. And it really fucked his eye up. Like he went boop straight in his eye, and then I just saw him like spin out of control.
Yeah, it's making me like kind of squish my eyes right now because I don't know how many people did their mohawks back then, but I remember how Jason would do his. And I remember I don't know what glue, egg whites. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah,
rubber cement. You know what I mean?
So those motherfuckers were probably sharp as shit.
Oh yeah, they were. They were like the big ones, the Liberty spikes.
That'll scratch your cornea.
You know, you could get hurt anywhere. Not everywhere can you get hit in the eye with hair. But
you remember seeing that guy knock himself ridiculous?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
And that was stupid because it was in between bands and it just
nobody was slamming or moshing.
There was not a crowd there except for like his friend that was standing.
Who's turned around eating nachos or whatever, having a drink. He was not paying attention.
Stage dive like someone was gonna catch him.
I think that guy had a little of that or a little
something,
a
but
little acid, something.
He knocked himself ridiculous. He got up and he looked like he was not there. Yeah, his friend just turned around and put his nachos down and like.
At least he did that.
Picked them up.
Can you imagine?
Let's get another beer.
Yeah.
But there was nobody there at all. But he dove like there was 1 million people there.
Yeah.
Like his fall was gonna be broken by somebody.
It was just broken by the concrete.
Man, that sounded nasty.
Yeah, you could hear it because it was, again, if you didn't catch it, between bands.
Yeah. So I seen that dude get hurt, and it was not needed.
Well, that's a danger, though. That's gonna be a danger of this kind of aggressive anything. If you play sports, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
I guarantee
if you do anything with enough heart.
Yeah,
you're gonna get hurt. Yeah, I mean, go ahead and try to sew a dress together.
Yeah,
and you're like so into, you're gonna poke your finger every once in a while. You're gonna get hurt.
It's gonna happen. You gotta get right back up on that sewing horse and keep going.
The sewing horse. Yeah. You do anything passionate enough.
But that's the camaraderie of bumping into a bunch of people aggressively.
Yeah,
it builds up this fervor, and then you just kind of like let loose. You let out your, from down here, and and then all the stress of the week is gone, and you made some new friends probably because they were trying to,
And even, I mean, if you didn't make friends, if you went enough, you'd see them every time at the shows.
And they always picked you up.
Yeah, those are your buddies. Yeah, that's your slam buddies.
Or how about the classic, the people would go up to you and go like, I want to go up.
Yeah.
I don't know is that part of slam dancing? Is crowd surfing part of slam dancing? Because it occurs simultaneously almost all the time.
But crowd surfing happens in country music. It happens in, you know what I mean? Like crowd surfing is.
You're right. Well, sometimes moshing happened at like Hootie and the Blowfish shows. So, but there's no rules. Have fun. So I don't know if that counts, but you could certainly get hurt crowd surfing too.
Yeah.
Mosh pits spring up whenever there's a band that carries the right kind of beat. But watch out.
They can get hostile. I mean, someone might accidentally bump you, and then some guy would get, really upset and punch him, or, just...
Punch a girl?
Oh, sure. I've gotten hit before.
Ooh, yes, that did happen, Eric. There were fights in pits, let's be honest.
There was, but, I mean, there was fights down my street. There's fights, in my backyard. Well, I honestly feel that if you got into a fight there, it's because you wanted a fight.
Yeah, you're just an asshole.
That's it. That's just the bottom line. Like me, I never once, even if somebody was upset, I was not going to fight them there, and I wouldn't have fought them there, and I was there to have a good time. That was it.
Have you ever been in a fight at a show? We saw Ministry and Cattle Decapitation. You okay there? This guy was in between the songs while they were talking. He was like going bananas, just like hitting and just doing that. And there's this little dude. He hit him and he bumped into him and he did it a couple of times. He got annoyed and went bah, and the guy just went and fell down. Then that guy passed out for a split second and stood up. He was a big, tall, skinny guy. Saw the first short guy, me, and took a swing at me, but he missed entirely. And then I was like, "Oh shit!" And I was like, kind of annoyed. I don't want to fight him. And I went to go push him away with my foot, and I whiffed it, dude. Completely missed him, and I was like kind of embarrassed because I was like mean mugging when I did it. I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And it totally missed. I looked like an asshole, dude. And then I just kind of tried to get lost in the crowd. Yeah, it was about to happen. Had anyone connected, had we been a little more athletic, but yeah. It could have been a different night.
All that energy for nothing. God,
that wasn't even a pit. So far, none of these stories work because there weren't fights in pits. All right, well, good for us. Yeah, typically slam dancing, mostly camaraderie, dude. And
that's what I felt. Yeah,
dude, if you can't fucking. If you've got such a dumb, big fucking inflated ego that when people are slam dancing, you might get slammed into, you can't take it. Exactly. Just don't even bother, dude. You're right. They just want to fight. Now I'm mad again.
That's why some moshers take special precautions before they go into the pit.
Do you wear this into the mosh pit?
That's what I wear in the mosh pit.
Okay. Why?
Huh? Why? Because I don't want people to hit me in the face. So you want to wear this.
Now, see, this is what makes me mad is they're trying to say that they wear spikes and stuff like that to protect themselves in the pit. Maybe that's true, but I think more it's just an aesthetic, you know?
Is that, yeah, absolutely.
This is what punks look like. Back in the 80s, like early 80s, when my brothers were going and slam dancing, I heard rumors of people putting razor blades on their leather jackets. So that way, and I was really worried about my brothers because they would go slam dance, and I was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to get fucked up. This news report that
mom
mom is watching is right. And I think it is because I'm 5. I was just truly concerned, but I think it's just a look. I mean, you know, apparently you can just have hair and hurt someone.
Yeah,
so it doesn't
sharp
take
as hair.
The fashion in this, by the way, is like everyone we saw at the showcase, which was our place.
It looks like shark teeth, but he's being bitten from the inside out.
He looks like Sonic the Hedgehog.
He does, right?
Like a cool punk rock. Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's the one that got you in the eye?
That's the one that got my friend in the eye. Boop. I understand why somebody would want to look like Trent Reznor because every girlfriend I've ever had mentioned casually at some point that they would, I'd have sex with him. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Trent Reznor? Yeah, he's a hottie.
Oh,
and then I'd have to sit there and listen to my girlfriend.
Talk about some hot
and I'm
guy.
Like, I get it. Like,
you look
and then
nothing like.
That's the problem. At any point in my life did I ever look like Trent Reznor. But I am a bad boy like Trent Reznor.
Ooh.
And as the moshing beat builds, so does the violence.
Man, just seeing them on just that stance, like brings back so many memories.
This is my rock and roll stance.
Yeah, just a club like that. Might be a showcase. Man.
It reminds me of, in particular, one of the earlier shows you and I went, because Eric and I went to a lot of shows together at a place called the Showcase here. It's not around anymore. But I remember a show in particular with a band from here called Boxcar Satan. Mm-hmm. Awesome band. Guy wore a skirt with no panties under it.
No panties.
And had his leg up like that Captain Morgan pose. And, I mean, you know, I was a boy and I became a man that day. That day when I saw that man's balls and just shredding a guitar.
Yeah.
And also when we saw Jim Rose Circus
I was just
Sideshow
gonna
there.
say.
BB the Circus Queen
decided,
fuck it, I'm taking my tape off of my nipples.
Thank God it was this show that it happened.
Because that was an all ages show.
Yeah.
And I was a minor. But I was appreciative of everything there. We brought up, I can't think of anything. I brought up balls and boobies. My 2 favorite things.
Yeah.
And, but so that stance, that does remind me of, it's a classic power stance.
That and just like wet, flinging hair in different colored lights, you know what I mean?
Dude.
Nasty.
And I got so much sweat in my mouth.
Yeah. It was fucking weird, but it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then it was fucking scary. It was like everything wrapped. Yeah.
All into one.
Yeah.
And as the moshing beat builds, so does the violence. So far, 3 deaths have been reported last year and more than 1,000 injuries.
Ooh.
That's the part that I have a hard time. I don't want to say believing, right?
Right.
Hopefully this didn't happen.
Yeah,
we don't want no one to die, especially having fun.
Right.
If it is just 3, for such a violent thing,
I was going to say,
bad. Any number's bad, but 3, that's surprising almost.
Like, when are they doing it from when? Like, where are their numbers coming from? How long of a span? Because, if you take 3 since it started, there's been way many more deaths at Six Flags.
Yeah, has been.
Than there's been at a mosh pit.
Or skiing.
I believe those deaths were not even connected with the moshing or slamming.
They just slipped in the urinal, the bathroom, and bumped their head on the...
Or they just OD'd. You know what I mean?
I guess some of them, too, could have just had, heart conditions that they didn't know about.
See?
There's a lot of ways you can die having fun.
A whole lot of ways. That's what I'm saying. Just because people die doing it doesn't mean it's bad. People die doing everything.
2 things that I don't want to die doing. And one of them is taking a shit. And, of course, the other one is J.O. time.
Well, see, J.O. time and taking a shit, when you die, that's going to look the same. They wouldn't know if you were taking a shit or on J.O. time.
They would know if I was, because there would be evidence. I'm enjoying myself. Everyone's having a good time. And they come home. Well, we know what he was doing because there's,
Dang it, Nate.
And everyone's going to think about it at my funeral, but who's going to bring it up? Just in tight circles. Like you and your brother would be like, did you hear that he was jerking off? Like, that's kind of what I thought.
Who would find you?
Probably my girlfriend. She wouldn't be mad about the pornography, but she would be like, "That's so dumb."
I don't think it would get out.
Honestly, I'd feel I'm gonna let her know. Like if I die doing something embarrassing, I kind of want you to share that with at least one person, maybe someone you really love,
or don't tell nobody at all. That would be my instructions.
But I don't want to be known as the guy that died jerking off to gilf porn. You know, I mean, if that gilf can take it, why can't I? How old am I? You know, I'm hoping to not even think about jerking off by the time I'm 60. I'm sick of it.
You know, nothing turns you on like a good mosh pit.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Sort of kind of sexy dancing. I don't know. I guess to someone somewhere, I'm sure.
Moshing is going to continue to occur. I don't see that stopping. But where the serious injuries are going to occur, they can stop the music and ask them not to do it.
Whoa!
Dean Gross!
He looks like Wolfman Jack.
Medical service.
Feel all those vibrations, sweetheart. Get it into your soul.
It was like a unisex wig.
Yeah, dude.
It was like one of those, if you were fucking Grandma Olga or Dean Gross.
I think that was probably a very popular style when this man hit his peak and then just kept it, because you always know.
Right, maybe. Yeah, I just kept the style.
I'm still trying
like
to
me, yeah, hell yeah. Same.
I don't know why. There's nothing here anymore. Even. What am I doing?
But this guy,
this
you know,
guy's
he
got
says,
full head of hair, man. Look at him. He looks.
Well, it does. It's all like loopy curl. He's got his own. It's like a natural brim for a hat to block the sun.
It's really functional too. Yeah, you're right.
So it says event medical services, right? So and we're talking about mosh pits and stuff.
Okay, so he's doing a good thing.
Well,
good for Dean.
Dean ain't never been in a mosh pit, near a mosh pit, in the club that had the mosh pit.
You don't think
this
so?
This motherfucker is an event medical services for, you know, big concerts, you know, that are going to be at like AT&T Center.
Like Meatloaf?
Like Meatloaf would have been a good one. The Rolling Stones, you know.
Oh, I see.
After the dude, he's the one that treated the guy that got stabbed by the Hell's Angel.
Oh, well, that's pretty gnarly, actually.
Yeah,
that's actually probably much worse than a lot of things that would happen in a pit.
Because he looks like he's probably from here. Back then, right? He was the event medical service for Randy's ballroom.
Ballroom,
yeah.
Right.
And so when the Sex Pistols came, that was.
And then from there, he became an expert.
Yeah. But
be interviewed on
since
TV.
then, he just did nothing but.
Well, he's done. It looks like he's gone into hairdressing because his hair is immaculate.
It's got so many layers, and like it's gonna be round, but there's a dip. Yeah. But then it comes out.
It's like the ocean.
And it goes all.
It dips and it waves. It's gorgeous. You know, he looks like he's doing like cosplay.
Yeah, right.
For like Orville Redenbacher cosplay. And he's doing a great job of that too.
Looks like different people's.
Well, I
all
guess
put together.
He looks like one of those programs that you see that the hairdressers use to like, this is what you would look like with this hair. And he went with the very first one.
Take a picture and then we'll upload hair to your head.
All right. Well, at least Dean Gross is trying to help in some way, shape, or form.
Well, he is taking care of 3 deaths. Not doing your job very well.
But the danger doesn't stop the lead singer of the band, the Decrups, from joining in.
People have respect when you're on stage. When I go into the crowd, this is fun. It is big fun. It's fun for them, it's fun for me, and they respect me for giving them respect.
So you're not afraid of getting hurt in the mosh pit?
No.
Decrups, I know the name, but I kind of remember a time when you were like super deep into Decrups. And you were like wearing t-shirts and
yeah, one time I went to the Troubadour.
I remember that. Yeah, you went all the way to LA.
Yeah.
I probably would have liked it back then. If I tried to listen to it now,
yeah, probably not the same.
Probably
right?
would not like it now, but that's a lot of things. I wouldn't like slam dancing now either, I don't think.
I don't even know if I'd really understand it now.
Yeah.
You know, as a kid, I know because I understood what it did for me as a kid.
Yeah.
But had I not, I'd be like, I don't get.
And now, why are you children hurting each other?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's fun? Because it looks awful.
No, but that was fun shit.
But it was
man.
fun. Well, it's
a lot of fun. It was a release.
Risk and reward. That's what you learn there.
But I feel like we learned just being in that crowd.
Yeah.
That was ballsy of us.
I was more afraid that I wasn't going to do the right thing in there and like cooler kids were going to make fun of me.
I'm thinking of it like a parent.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like I couldn't imagine my kids doing...
I would not do most of my childhood if I was a parent and I was looking back. Awful. Yeah. One of the worst things we ever did, and it's the least nefarious, we were curious boys, was we walked through drainage pipes.
Oh yeah.
For miles.
Very.
We got lucky. We never drowned. Yep. We found crawdads. We found a transformer one time. Yeah. Soundwave. A lot of cool things.
That's right.
Never
and
anything bad.
The little cassette dude, right?
Yeah.
Or the cassette panther.
Yeah, and we probably just blew that shit up with firecrackers, and instead we could have sold it on. If we were thinking like parents, we would have sold it online on eBay.
Right. You imagine all the damn toys.
Most of our toys.
Had.
Yeah, we would be like, get away from that.
It was fun to watch the toy commercials, man.
Yeah, dude.
Were you watching other kids having fun with it? And you dream about it. You never got it. You dreamed though. I was dreaming.
Hey man, you gotta dream. All those GoBots for sure probably go for something.
But despite the risks, some moshers don't want to quit.
It's just pure adrenaline in the pit. You're slamming into people. It just pumps you up. You just have this great high when you're in there.
The mosh pit was just exhilarating. I just loved it a lot.
The first pit I ever got in was a band called Skinny Puppy, and it was wild. I was like scared, but then literally 4 seconds later, I was just like,
you just became
you just
one of
became
them.
part of the hurricane. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then later on, some stranger licked me in the face.
See how'd I taste?
Probably disgusting. I'm sure.
Right. Everybody.
I was a 14-year-old sweaty fat boy.
Shit.
The only thing I can imagine is that I've had so many Tony's pizzas that the pepperoni was probably kind of good.
Yeah.
I also have a strong feeling that the person that did lick my face was very high on something fun, so they may not have known what was happening.
You may not have been the only face she licked neither.
Oh man, I'm not even special now. That's right, I still take it.
She was like, I don't know which one of those motherfuckers could he be.
Remember it to this day. But it was a fantastic pit. My very first. What was your first pit? Do you remember?
My first pit that I went into, I actually went with my ex-wife's brother-in-law, Jose.
Oh yeah.
You remember Jose?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was him and his friends, and he was
would let us take hot dogs off of the gas station.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Good guy.
That.
He still works there, the gas station.
Does he?
Yeah. It was Hangman's Ball, and it was DSI, Morbid Angel, Agnostic Front. So got in the pit first time. He threw me up, and I was crowd surfing. They threw me on stage, and I was on stage, and I was like, "Woo!" And normally, I don't know who they decide they want to tackle and who they decide they don't want to, right?
Right.
Security. Because I've seen people get on stage and they tackle them, walk them off the stage. Right. And I've seen some other people, they just let them jump.
Yeah.
I went on stage and I was scared, right? So they threw me up on stage. So I'm there and I turn and I look at the guy that's sitting, they used to sit in between the stage and
the
that little
pit
space.
Area, yeah.
Fuck, I'm about to get tackled. They're going to take, and he's like another, hurry up and jump. Yeah. And so I look into the crowd and I'm trying to pick a spot and I see Jose and all his friends are like, come on. So I jumped and that was like the best. I had it all in the first show. Yeah. And that's when I fell in love with that shit. Man. I had a bruise. Yeah, I got punched. I crowd surfed and I was in the pit all in one night. I was like,
you got the
couldn't sleep that night.
The poo-poo platter.
Give me it. The poo-poo.
Did anyone lick your face? Is that part of the platter?
No. Oh, no. That's like dessert.
How long will this dance with danger last? Well, that's anybody's guess. Right now, it's hot, it's happening, and like a lot of things that are bad for you, moshing is addicting.
Were you a headbanger? Because you had long hair. You could have been banging your head.
Where they just make it bounce? Yeah. Who was that? And they would just almost just bounce it, so it just looked like... I probably did that. I never did the helicopter.
That was always so impressive too. Yeah. And that's when you would get sweat and shit like that in your face, or it would whip you. You'd just be like, "Fuck, dude!" Yeah. But you're at the show, so you just go with it.
Yeah. You just learn to live with it.
I couldn't. I wanted to, and I would I'm like, nah. I was just one of these guys. Yeah. Sometimes I'll give it a fist pump if I feel like it's a special, my favorite part of the song.
Did you ever do that?
No, dude, I never did that.
Tickle the nipples of the demon.
You know what I mean?
You remember there was a couple on a date, looked like a really normal dude, really normal girl. They were dressed like they just came from the movies or Red Lobster, and they were like, "Hey, this Napalm Death, that sounds like a great time." I don't know what band it was, but they walked in and it looked like they were straight out of fucking Wonder Years, date. You know what I mean?
That's kind of cool.
Like
in a
loafers, he had penny loafers on with a blue button-up shirt with dark blue slacks. They didn't slam it and whatever, but they stood in the back and they seemed like they were into the music.
All right.
Yeah. And I remember thinking, I was like, That's weird as fuck. They're out of, but they enjoyed it. Do y'all things.
Honestly, I'm thinking of like if I'm in a pit.
Yeah.
And everyone's wearing spikes and all the like shit you see all the time, you know? And then somebody goes in there with some fucking iron khakis with a crease and a button up.
Right. With penny loafers, but they put quarters in there.
Dude, the fucking penny loafers to stretch to the max? That's
right.
Dude, that's a red flag. Get the fuck out of that pit. Him and his date are just fucking... Well, that's kind of cool. They sound like they belong together. They're just looking for something to do.
Yeah. They were like, well, our movie's done.
Yeah.
And we already saw The Notebook.
This is a great
what are we going to...
date you're describing, man. We went to fucking eat. Saw a whole goddamn movie, kind of show.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, bitch, this is my man.
Barry?
Thanks, Jody. You ever moshed?
Barry, I'm going to mosh about the same day you start moshing.
I've tried noshing.
I'm hyped. Let's go start pit, Eric. We'll do a gentle pit.
I keep on wanting to say get in the pit and love someone.
Oh, shit, dude.
I quoted Kid Rock.
Don't quote
Nathan.
Kid Rock here, Eric.
Brought back memories for sure.
Big time.
The inside of that place, what was it called? Pompadour?
Yes, the Pompadour. That's it.
The inside of that place looked exactly like the showcase.
I really did.
Where we went, yeah. The smoky, the hair, the fucking guitar stance. With your nuts hanging in the
balls
shorts.
hanging out?
Yeah.
The balls hanging out. It's nothing without the balls.
End of your cargo shorts.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're enjoying the videos, please feel free to like and subscribe.
Please.
My dad's 80. I wanted to ask my dad, Dad, still get like unwanted boners? But I just couldn't. My dad probably would tell me, but then I realized I didn't want to.
You didn't want to know that? Yeah. I wouldn't want to know that.